Good morning, students. Welcome to everyone in Mayo International School. I'm your teacher Nidhi Jain, teaching you science in class 5th for the session 2021. So, students, what you are able to see in the screen? You are seeing so many juicy and yummy fruits, isn't it? I am sure that you all love to eat fruits. Why? Why so juicy and why they are so lovely in seeing? They have so many colors. So now let us introduce ourselves to the chapter 1, growing new plants. You all eat fruit, but what you left uneaten? The uneaten part is the seeds. You don't eat seeds. So, what is the importance of seed then? The importance of seed is that it helps in growing new plants. So, let's start with a new chapter, growing new plants. Now, in this chapter, the topics to be covered will be introduction to this chapter, about reproduction process, then seeds and its parts, and how does seed get germinated. Students, you all know that plants have different parts. You must have read this in your previous class. Stem, leaves, flowers, roots, and fruits, etc. Every part performs specific function. You all well know that every part has its own specific functions. So in the same way, fruits which you eat, they contain seeds, and seeds also have their own specific function. Now, you must have observed that some fruits have single seeds, some have few seeds, and while some have many seeds. Like mango and plum, you see that they have single seed. Orange and apple, you have seen few seeds inside it, and strawberries and melons have many seeds. So now we will discuss in this chapter how seeds germinate to form a new plant. Yes, now here you can see on your screen the heading reproduction. Have you ever listened this word previously? If not, then let me explain you that reproduction means to produce their own young ones or as they're of same kind. Now here if you bifurcate this word, you will see that it can be divided into two parts, re and production. Re means to produce again. Re means again. And production means to produce. So if the production is again, we will say that it is reproduction. So here in the first point, the function of seed is to develop into new plant. I had told you earlier that the seed develop into a new plant. Now how does the seed germinate? Now for the germination of seed requires some favorable conditions such as air, water and warmth. Without these favorable conditions, the seed cannot germinate. It requires all these conditions. Then the process by which the living being produce is of its own kind is called reproduction. Seeds are protected inside the fruit. You all know these both points that seeds are protected inside the fruit, and when they get their favorable condition, they start to germinate and convert it in, and get developed into a new plant. Welcome students. Now we will start our topic seed and its parts. You can very well see on your right hand side of the screen a seed structure has been drawn for you for your convenience. Now we will study one by one about its part. First is seed coat. You can see here the outline covering of the seed which is protecting the little plant inside it. This hard covering of the seed is called seed coat. Now then comes the micropyle. Here it is a small hole in the seed coat. This helps the seed to absorb water. You all know that water is necessary for everyone in the same way. For seed also, water is needed for its growth. So water enters to the seed through this small opening called micropyle. Then here you can see a hilum. Hilum written, this is the scar. It is a scar near next to the micropyle. This indicates that fruit was attached with the seed here from this part. This is called the hilum. Then comes the cotyledon. Cotyledon is this whole complete part. This is a white part in the seed. This is called cotyledon. This is a fleshy part from which the little embryo inside the seed get its nourishment. Now, what is this little embryo? This is a little baby plant inside the seed. So, this baby plant also need a food to remain alive. So, this food is being given to the embryo through the cotyledon. The embryo is a germinating seedling or baby plant. This develops when it gets the favorable conditions and it comes out from the seed. Yes, students. Now we will start the germination of seeds. Do you know that all seeds do not grow into plants? Some are destroyed by harsh weather conditions and some are eaten by birds or animals as food. And if they are remain safe, still they require some suitable conditions to grow. And this has been discussed earlier that those conditions were air, water, and warmth. So now we will understand what is germination means. Germination means to develop a baby plant from a seed. Seed produces a baby plant by the process of germination. Now germination begins when the water enters into the seed. When water enters, the embryo, little embryo inside the seed start forming the root. We can also say that embryo has two parts called radicle which develop into root and it start moving downwards into the soil. After that the shoot part start developing. The green part which we are seeing here, it start developing. This seed coat is being ruptured and the cotyledon start coming out. Now here you can see that cotyledon is slowly coming up with the stem and root is going downwards and forming branches and giving strength to the plant to stay erect. Here first leaves appears on the stem. In this way a seed develops into a seedling. So now student, let's start with our topic seed dispersal. So what actually dispersal means? Dispersal means the process of scattering of seed. So why it is important? Why dispersal is so important? Because if the baby plant grew close to the parent plant, they would have to compete to get enough space, air, water, nutrients and sunlight to grow up and into healthy plant, which is not possible. So many people, for example, if I say so many people cannot live in a single room, they will not get enough space, their room to do their work. In the same way, the seed has to be dispersed for proper growth. Now, dispersal of seed can be carried out by wind, water, animals, and human beings. So, these are the agents which help in the dispersal of seed. We'll study one by one. The dispersal by wind. Dispersal by wind means that the seed should be very light and hairy or winged shaped. These features can help a seed to get dispersed by wind. These type of seeds you can find in maple, dandelion and cotton seeds. Here in a diagram also you can see that the seeds are having hair-like structures which help them to blow away with the wind. Now in some plants which grow near the water resources or grow in water, their seed are dispersed by water. So some such seeds should be small or light, and if they are heavy they should be fibrous so that they can float on water. With the help of water, these seeds move from one place to another, and when they get the favorable conditions, they develop into a new plant. For example, you can see here the coconut seed is floating and it will move from here to some any other place. In the same way, next dispersal is done by explosion. Explosion, as the word refers, it means that explode, anything which is exploding. So here the seeds get scattered when pods get ripened or dried, or even when they are touched. In the diagram you can see that seeds are getting explode out through with the force and they reach some other place. For example, poppy, balsam and pea. Here dispersal is done by explosion method. Now dispersal by animals. Animals also help in dispersal of seed. You can see in the picture that the seed is being stuck in the hairs, entangled in the hairs of the dog. So it means that seeds should have some special feature which help them to get stuck in the hair or skin of the animal. You can see here the seed is having so many hooks like structure which get stuck in the hair. In this way they reach from one place to another. Now another method this can be that the animals which cannot digest the seed, so they with their droopings the seed reach from one place to another. Examples: berries, mistletoe, orange and apple, etc. Now I would like to end up this session, and in the next session we will meet again and cover the following topics. Till then, stay at home and be safe.